We're there. I think. Okay. Let me just get this technical stuff. Just think about sheiks for like 2 minutes. Test. Okay. I think I see you. Oh, wow. Rough crowd. Really scary looking. Hmm. This dude in front's like, this dude better be funny. I haven't laughed in like 15 years. Anyway, hello. Nice way to start a conversation with the word hell in it. Sounds like a satanic jello brand. When I was young, my mom said, if you make that face, it'll stay that way. It did. Thanks, Mom. My mom said she had an outer body experience when she was pregnant with me in her womb. I said I knew I had a fucking abandonment issue. I'm a psychic and a comedian, which sucks because I know I'm not funny. I don't want to be famous. I would never want that many people following me. How could you not be paranoid these days? Everything's recorded. There's microphones and cameras everywhere. There's probably a microphone on this stage. I bought some relaxed fit jeans, accidentally left a Valium in the pocket, washed them on Gentle Cycle, and they came out of the dryer in a coma. I forgot I had a bad memory. I'm so lazy I gave up on giving up. You think I memorized this? My wife said she's pregnant. I said I want a DNA test. I don't believe it's hers. My imaginary friend murdered himself. Is that a bad sign? I looked in the mirror the other day. Bad idea. What the fuck is that? I don't know about facial symmetry. It's Facebook's fault. Everybody's posting these flawless selfies, and now it's really overkill, adding facial graphics. Half the girls online are like half fawn and half rabbit, and so few are honest on there. And what's going on with posting check-ins? Like we care where people are. James Potter is at the Pavilion restaurant. Like we should believe he's having some special life moment. Bullshit. James Potter's in a shame spiral for eating bread. He feels like a monster. Post that. Post the truth. We need to know what the fuck is actually going on. We need to see bad hair days, stacks of bills, the moments of total hopelessness and despair. You know, the fucked up shit, the real stuff. I'm still in a shame spiral from throwing out a napkin earlier instead of recycling it. Seriously, there's so much pressure on my generation. Past generations did whatever the hell they wanted, smoked on airplanes, littered intentionally, didn't recycle shit, left us this huge mess in the world to save. Light load. My neighbor, this ultra hipster dude with a special beard, is always calling me out on my stuff. My recycle bin was full, so I tried to throw out a shoebox, and he was like, you know, you could have made a worm farm with that and created an acre of sustainable farmland. Or I could just throw this shoebox out and you can mind your own business. I recycle, I do. But leave me alone about it, okay? Okay, bye. In these depressing fucking documentaries, I saw one the other day about why the world's running out of helium and why it matters. Who's keeping track of that? A guy named Ross. One of the first documentaries I saw that left an impression was An Inconvenient Truth by Al Gore. I can't even mow the lawn anymore without feeling like I'm murdering the grass. Thanks, Al Gore. It's too much, constant nagging. Am I going to some environmental education reform camp hell because I threw out a yogurt container? But seriously, global warming is not cool. I just bought a new phone. You can do anything in the world with it except make a fucking call. I know the temperature of a pond in Hong Kong, but I can't call my mother. And there was a time when you could simply leave a message after the tone. Shit ain't like that anymore. Now there's so many options. To make your message private, press *1. What does that even mean? Like if you don't choose private, a copy of your message automatically goes to Darth Maul? To specify voice perimeters, press *9. What is that? And who are these electronic women taking over the planet? And whose idea was it to use electronic ladies' voices for all these phone things? A guy named Ross. The internet changed everything, and I'm not sure for the better. Suddenly, all the info in the world was just available at our fingertips. You think that was an adjustment period? We used to just hear about stuff, like the Cuban Missile Crisis. My parents literally told us, we might die. We were like freaked out for 5 minutes. Then we went back to playing soccer. We weren't tweeting about it, not tooling around on phones and computers or watching YouTube vids about a boy in Pakistan that swallows missiles for spare change. So much screen time. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of feeling like there are robots having anal sex in my brain 14 hours a day. Sitting there with multiple browsers open, Safari, Firefox, Chrome, Spotify, Zoom, Instagram, etc., etc. It's too much. Well, enough about me. How are you doing? Are you good? Everyone's good. It's never anything but good. How you doing? Good. It's never like, how you doing? I'm going to flip the fuck out. Or how you doing? Really, really awesome, man. Good. How you doing? Good. Well, that's good that we can still be maintain our status of good. The whole world's on the verge of nuking everyone to death, but and we're in lockdown, but we're still good. That's good that we can still be good. How about this? When you see someone you haven't seen in a while and they're like, "You look good." Have no doubt, folks, this is not a compliment. What it actually means is usually you look like shit. People are weird. Do you ever notice they try to prevent you from moving? They say stuff like, geographics don't matter, your problems go with you. You know what I say to these people? Well, then me and my problems are going to the fucking beach. You can stay here in Amityville. I'll get little surfboards for all my problems. Or how about when you're listening to music in your car and like right when the good part comes up, the person you're with decides they need to say something and they turn it down? No! This happened just the other day when I was at my uncle's house. My uncle also has plastic on his couches. Have you ever been to one of these houses? Plastic. I feel more at home in a teepee than in most people's living rooms. But family rooms are cool. No punchline, just family rooms are cool. So I was mowing the lawn, and my ultra hipster indie Uber neighbor with a special beard comes over. So I turn off the mower. He's like, "Did you ask the lawn if it wanted a haircut first? What if you have a hippie lawn? Like, what if it wants to grow it out, man?" Really, dude? This guy's one of those science nerds, too, atheist into neuroscience. He and his friends sit around trying to prove love is nothing more than a chemical reaction that triggers dopamine. It's just animalistic nothingness. Why would you go out of your way and try to condescend the only good thing we have, love? Get a fucking life. Isn't there anything else you could be working on? You just have to like up one god or something. Love is just like any other neural addiction that triggers dopamine. Fuck off. Get a real job. Speaking of jobs, I don't need one more, apparently. I, I'm extremely rich. I've won about 10 million lotteries via email, especially the UK lottery. Random money from a prince in Tunisia. So much for ever winning anything online. I always mess with the people that send me scam emails. I respond, "We're tracking your IP address now. You have 20 seconds to get the fuck out of Dodge. Sincerely, Ross." Scary world, vulnerable. I feel bad for my parents, and my grandma's never even used a computer. Pharmaceutical companies are the least creative people on the planet. They need to compete with street drugs, man. And street drugs have catchy and cool names like Molly, Ecstasy, Special K, Crystal. They're basically selling the same thing, but they have horrible names. Hey, Ross, what do you want to call this new antidepressant? How about Transaprone or Zephyrfil? What? Who comes up with these names? A guy named Ross. How about Sunshine or PFGD, Pocket Full of Good Days? And they're so concerned in these commercials with warning about the side effects, they forget to tell us what's good about the drug. May cause serious elation and thoughts about becoming like the next Walt Disney. May increase productivity tenfold and give you untold confidence. Nothing, just some fake ass woman smiling on a bike while listing off 3 dozen negative side effects. May cause bleeding ankles, tongue rot, increased proneness to decapitation. Did you ever get bored and just start reading the ingredients of like a shampoo bottle? Who are these chemists? Who has that job? A guy named Ross. Imagine in a shampoo laboratory. Oh, I think you might have mixed in too much phenyl sulfoxafetol with the tea tree oil. It might get goopy. I was reading a box of Cheez Its the other day. So many ingredients. 25 wasn't enough. You had to add pefferofluffafine. Who's looking into this stuff to make sure it's even safe to eat? I don't know. I think we should pay more attention to what we stuff in the hole in our face. Phenyl sulfoxazidite might put a crimp on the gallbladder's ability to, keep up. You ever have a dentist try to strike a conversation while working on you? My dentist is like got my mouth jammed open. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "What the fuck will I be okay? You're jabbing my teeth with a hook." But have you noticed we gradually become more wimpy in disciplining our kids? When I was bad, I was spanked, grounded, and sometimes my mother threatened to call some mystery priest to come take me away. My father's father beat him with a belt and kicked him out of the house because he didn't get a haircut. My grandfather's dad locked him in the basement for 3 days. And before that, it was all dungeons and beheadings. These days, these days, it's like, stop that right now, Billy, or you're going to have a timeout. Everything was so peaceful growing up in the 80s. Laying in a sunspot on the rug was like a meet and greet with the divine. Bread was innocent. Summer days lasted forever, and there weren't no doorbell cameras. Watching ET, playing Pitfall on Atari, soccer in the backyard, glancing through the HBO guide looking for N and SC, nudity and strong sexual content, score. Then the 90s come in. Boom, Nine Inch Nails, Illuminati, New World Order, Fight Club, heroin, student loan debt, 9/11. Boom, life's over. Who has kids? Kids are great when they're young, but then they start to grow. They become smart, smarter than you. And eventually it's scary when you can just see it in their faces when they get to a certain point of self awareness. You brought me into this world, you piece of shit. Is this a joke? I'm going to end you. There are so many dangers in the world these days for kids. My generation seemed like cake comparatively, though. Although we did have candy cigarettes. How more evil can you get than candy cigarettes? As kids, we can just be like all the shady ass adult smokers with our shady little chalk sticks made of sugar and blow a little puff of smoke. Satan sticks. And today we have vaping, which is kind of like sucking a robot's dick. Different times. When my parents divorced, my mother had a hard time disciplining me. Go to your room. Fine, that's where all my cool shit is anyway. When I swore, she tried to clean my mouth out with soap. Remember eating soap, anybody? So I would just bite into it and be like, mmm. Or she'd say, watch your mouth. So I'd literally watch my mouth. When she got really mad, she'd call me names. You son of a bitch. I'd be like, yep, that's what I am. Calling herself names. I love you, Mom. Life is exciting growing up as a child, then it sorts of gets depressing. You turn 40 and realize we're just animals that poop like every other animal. We're just animals. It's depressing. And we tend to complain about stupid shit. My latest is peeing. I'm very conscious when I urinate now. It's never been like that before, but I'm going to be 46. And every time I pee, I think, how many more times am I going to have to do this? Anybody go to summer camp growing up? Different times, different times. Horseback riding, canoeing, archery, arts and crafts. We learned how to make boondoggle bracelets, pinatas, and stuff. I think these days we should reassess what's important. Instead of boondoggles, it should be how to make weapons, moonshine, and hip hop beats. And yoga. I read about some higher up Catholic guy who says yoga causes demonic possession. Yeah, I think that's some old white Catholic dude that's out of shape and should seriously start doing yoga instead of scaring the crap out of everybody. When we first start off in a relationship, we're at our best, right? We act our best, we dress our best, we put effort in, try to impress them. Then we slowly and surely become more like the animals that we are. Have you been in a long term relationship or marriage? Have you ever thought about what your spouse actually thinks about you? Jesus Christ, I married a fucking ape? Which brings me to this final bit. It's a kind of a poem. Go away, world. You killed Jesus and banned pineapple vape juice, but Lucky Strikes and AR 15s are fine. Go away, world. There's a comfortable robotic rover on Mars, but freezing homeless people on Earth. Go away, world. We've gone from the show Benji to Benzos, from Leave It to Beaver to Pornhub. We've gone from the music of Bach to Robert Johnson and Led Zeppelin to It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I'm gonna take my clothes off. I actually like that song, but it is retarded. Oh, I can't say retarded? I beg to differ. You used to not be able to say retarded, but retarded people today have more dignity and class than most people. So if you want to make bad words, make them most people. Oh my God, he said most people. I hope I don't lose friends over this edgy material. Comedy's supposed to be, edgy. I only have two types of friends left in this intense, crazy, all or nothing American climate: skinny friends and fat friends, nothing in between. The skinny ones are like strict vegan diets, and the fat ones are all messed up from fucked up failed diets. The all or nothing kind of diets, no carbs, just protein, or just vegetables and nothing else. It's crazy. There's no in between, skinny or fat. I'm fat, by the way. Since the car accident where I lost half my dominant hand, I've gained like 35 pounds. I did everything with that hand. Yes, including that. And when I do that now, it feels like I'm cheating on myself with a James Bond villain. Tough times, crazy times, especially if your name is Ross. So during these trying times, as much as we might need masks, I say we also use the biggest military cargo planes we have to drop comedians, puppies, and Xanex across all the lands, which might help us get through this devastating era just a little bit more gracefully. Don't you think? I'm not pushing drugs or anything, but special times need special measures. Well, Godspeed. I think that's it for me. It's been a real pleasure. Thanks for listening. Comedy is not easier at home. I'm going to wrap up a little early and let Alex get ready for his meet and greet. Give big props to Alex and Mel for putting this this multi-nation festival together. UK, US. I don't know if there's any other countries. Please donate if you can. My PayPal link is somewhere, or it's paypal.com/ no, oh, yeah, no, www.paypal.me/Jason Pfaff. Artists need to make money. We work hard. Okay, bye. Thanks.